Ifrit. In the Final Fantasy series, Ifrit typically appears as a powerful fire elemental summon, depicted as a fiery humanoid creature with horns and a menacing appearance. While drawing inspiration from Islamic and Middle Eastern folklore, the portrayal of Ifrit in Final Fantasy also incorporates unique interpretations and artistic license. In Islamic mythology, the Ifrit is a powerful and malevolent supernatural being. Ifrits are often depicted as fiery spirits or demons associated with the element of fire. They are believed to inhabit the deserts, ruins, and other desolate places, where they may cause mischief or harm to humans. Shiva. Shiva, like Ifrit, draws inspiration from various mythological and cultural sources, primarily originating from Hinduism and Indian folklore. In the series, Shiva typically appears as a powerful ice elemental summon, depicted as a serene and elegant woman adorned with icy regalia. While drawing inspiration from Hindu mythology and Indian culture, the portrayal of her in Final Fantasy also incorporates artistic interpretation. In Hinduism, Shiva is one of the principal deities known as the god of destruction and transformation. He is a part of the Trimurti, the Hindu trinity, along with Brahma, the creator, and Vishnu, the preserver. Shiva is often depicted as a powerful and complex deity, embodying both destructive and benevolent aspects. He is associated with attributes such as creation, destruction, meditation, asceticism, and the cycle of life and death. Ramuh. Ramuh typically appears as a venerable sage and guardian of thunder, depicted as an elderly man with a long beard and wielding a staff crackling with lightning. He is often portrayed as a wise and benevolent figure, offering his aid to those who seek his assistance in battle. Ramuh's character in Final Fantasy embodies the themes of wisdom, guidance, and elemental power associated with his mythological inspirations. In Islamic folklore, Ramuh is associated with the word rahmah, which means mercy or compassion in Arabic. This connection suggests that Ramuh embodies benevolence and wisdom, traits often associated with Islamic teachings. Ramuh bears similarities to deities in Hinduism, particularly Lord Rama, an avatar of the god Vishnu, and is revered as a paragon of virtue, righteousness, and dharma. Bahamut. In the Final Fantasy series, Bahamut typically appears as a formidable dragon-like summon, often depicted as a colossal winged creature wreathed in energy and wielding immense power. He is revered as the king of dragons and is associated with the element of air or sometimes with cosmic forces. In Final Fantasy, he embodies the themes of power, majesty, and primordial forces. In Islamic tradition, the name Bahamut has roots in Islamic cosmology, where it is mentioned in the Quran and Hadith. In Islamic mythology, Bahamut is described as a gigantic fish or whale that supports the earth and carries it upon its back. It is often depicted as an immense and awe-inspiring creature, symbolizing the vastness and power of the natural world. Odin. In the Final Fantasy series, Odin typically appears as a powerful and enigmatic summon, often depicted as a fearsome warrior riding a mighty steed and wielding a mighty spear or sword. He is associated with death and destruction. He draws inspiration from Norse mythology. The figure of Odin, the chief god of the Norse pantheon, revered as the All-Father and the ruler of Asgard, the realm of the gods. He is associated with wisdom, knowledge, poetry, war, and death. Odin is depicted as a wise and powerful figure, often accompanied by his ravens and his eight-legged horse, Sleipnir. Leviathan. Leviathan typically appears as a powerful water elemental summon, depicted as a massive sea serpent or dragon emerging from the depths of the ocean. Often portrayed as a guardian of the seas, possessing immense strength and the ability to unleash devastating tidal waves. Leviathan draws inspiration from various mythological and cultural sources originating from ancient Near Eastern and maritime folklore. In ancient mythology, Leviathan is often depicted as a gigantic sea monster or serpent-like creature, associated with chaos, primordial waters, and the forces of nature. Leviathan symbolizes the untamed and mysterious aspects of the ocean. Leviathan also appears in several passages of the Old Testament, described as a fearsome sea creature of immense size and power. His appearance is also cited in numerous maritime folklore, depicted as formidable adversaries capable of capsizing ships and devouring sailors. Titan. Titan typically appears as a powerful earth elemental summon, depicted as a colossal humanoid or monstrous figure capable of manipulating earth and stone. Titan is often portrayed as a guardian of the earth or a protector of natural landscapes, unleashing seismic attacks and earth-shaking abilities against enemies. In the series, Titan embodies the themes of strength, endurance, and the elemental forces of Earth. Titan draws inspiration from Greco-Roman mythology and folklore. In Greek mythology, the Titans were a race of powerful deities who ruled the cosmos before being overthrown by the Olympian gods. They were associated with primordial forces of nature and cosmic elements such as earth, sky, sea, and time. Alexander. In the Final Fantasy series, Alexander typically appears as a powerful holy elemental summon, depicted as a magnificent and angelic figure surrounded by divine light and wielding sacred weapons or symbols. He embodies the themes of valor, righteousness, and the divine providence. Alexander draws inspiration from Christian and medieval European mythology, specifically from the legend of Alexander the Great. Carbuncle. In the Final Fantasy series, Carbuncle typically appears as a friendly and helpful summon, aiding the player's party by casting protective spells or providing support in battle. It draws inspiration from gemstone lore and European folklore. In medieval European bestiaries and folklore, the carbuncle became associated with mythical creatures or beasts possessing a radiant gemstone or jewel embedded in their bodies. These creatures were often depicted as elusive and magical beings, sought after for their precious gems and mystical powers. The legend of the carbuncle gave rise to tales of adventurers and treasure hunters venturing into the wilderness in search of these elusive creatures and their prized gemstones. In gemstone lore, a carbuncle refers to a deep red or fiery gemstone, often associated with magical properties and protective qualities. The gemstone were believed to possess mystical powers, such as warding off evil spirits, bringing good fortune, and healing ailments. Diabolos. In the Final Fantasy series, Diabolos typically appears as a dark and malevolent summon, depicted as a demonic figure with bat-like wings, horns, and sinister features. Diabolos is often associated with dark magic, gravity-based attacks, and status ailments, reflecting its role as a harbinger of destruction and chaos. Despite its demonic appearance, Diabolos is sometimes portrayed as a neutral or ambiguous entity, offering its power to those who summon it but demanding a price for its services. He embodies the themes of darkness, temptation, and the allure of forbidden power. In Christian theology and demonology, Diabolos is a Greek term meaning devil and is often used as a name for the devil or Satan, the embodiment of evil and temptation in Christianity. Diabolos is portrayed as a malevolent and deceitful entity, seeking to corrupt and lead humanity astray from the path of righteousness. Phoenix. Phoenix finds its roots in diverse mythologies, predominantly drawing inspiration from ancient Egyptian, Greek, and Arabian folklore. Known as a legendary bird, Phoenix embodies profound themes of death and rebirth, immortality, and renewal across these cultures. In ancient Egyptian mythology, the phoenix is akin to the Bennu, a sacred bird associated with the sun, creation, and the cycle of life and death. The Bennu was believed to be a symbol of rebirth, emerging from the ashes of its predecessor, thereby representing the eternal renewal of life. Greek mythology also contributes to the concept of the phoenix, wherein it is described as a majestic bird with radiant plumage, possessing the ability to be consumed by fire and rise from its own ashes. The phoenix symbolizes immortality, regeneration, and the cyclical nature of existence. In Arabian folklore, the legend of the phoenix, known as the Anka or Simurgh, a magnificent bird of mythological proportions. In these tales, the phoenix also represents resurrection, transformation, and the triumph of life over death. In the series, Phoenix often emerges as a potent fire elemental summon, embodying the essence of resurrection and revival. When summoned into battle, Phoenix unleashes fiery devastation upon enemies while simultaneously reviving fallen allies. Gilgamesh. The character of Gilgamesh originates from the Epic of Gilgamesh, an epic poem from ancient Mesopotamia. In this poem, Gilgamesh is portrayed as a legendary king of Uruk, who embarks on a quest for immortality after the death of his friend Enkidu. Throughout his journey, Gilgamesh grapples with themes of mortality, friendship, and the pursuit of wisdom, making him a complex and compelling figure in literature. In his many appearances across the series, Gilgamesh's character remains consistent in his quest for adventure and pursuit of formidable opponents. Despite his imposing stature and formidable combat skills, Gilgamesh often serves as a source of comic relief, injecting moments of humor and levity into the games with his exaggerated mannerisms and witty banter. Knights of the Round. The inspiration behind the Knights of the Round, summoned in Final Fantasy, draws inspiration from the mythos surrounding King Arthur and his legendary Knights of the Round Table. In Arthurian legend, King Arthur is depicted as a legendary British leader who defended Britain against Saxon invaders in the late 5th and early 6th centuries. Central to Arthur's court is the concept of the Round Table, a symbol of equality and unity among his knights. The Knights of the Round Table were a select group of noble warriors who served Arthur with honor and chivalry, embarking on quests to uphold justice and protect the realm. The Knights of the Round summon in Final Fantasy symbolizes the ideals of chivalry, heroism, and camaraderie associated with the legend.